Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1964 Smith-Corona Galaxie vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And above that are the margins, and you just push them down like this and move them. I'm going to set this left one on 0 and the right one around, let's go to about 80. And these are the paper support arms that flip up from the back. It's kind of unique. Most of them have, when you pull up one side, the other side comes up. And this one has single. I don't know if I've seen that, but it's pretty unique. Probably goes to these basic Galaxie models, which are really nice actually. This is a paper bale that sits on top. It's got a scale on it. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, there's a switch right here. You flip it back 1, it skips 2. 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. You switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. You flip it all the way down, it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. So we're going to move that down to red. Very nice typing machine. I misspelled something, but that's okay. It's a typewriter for you. There's no autocorrect. So this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch, and it types really nicely. Actually, I was very impressed compared to the other models like this, the Smith-Corona Galaxie models. The original Galaxie is what this is, and it's super nice. It's like a workhorse, and it's not in the best condition when it comes to cosmetically. Like, you could see some scratches on it, and the paint looks a little faded. But as far as functioning goes, this thing is a workhorse. Like, you could type on this all day long and not have any problems. Very reliable, and it feels good. It feels really good. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy, or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Put this down for now. Shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side. Works great. Everything just feels super reliable. Like, nothing's gonna jam up on this thing. Got a tab on the right side, a tab set there. I got a tab set on every 10 spaces, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear out all of those real quick. So the way I'm doing this is I'm hitting the tab button and I'm hitting that CL to clear it. So now we don't have any, but I always like to keep one in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear. So we're gonna set one right there by hitting that set button on the bottom. Hit the tab button, it stops at that spot. You can set as many tabs as you want on this model. MR next to that is the margin release. You get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from typing. You hit that MR button, it allows you to go all the way to the end. And we're gonna move that color selector back up to black so it prints black ink. Touch control beside the backspace, low, medium, and high. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys, so they respond faster, but you do have to hit them harder for them to print. And open the hood by sliding it forward like that. All the brand new ribbons loaded on this left side, so it's pulling to the right clockwise. And if you want to switch that direction, this lever here next to the left spool, push it back and it'll pull counterclockwise to the left. Push it up, it'll move clockwise to the right. That's the way we want it. Got a carriage lock below the right knob here, and if you just lift it up and it releases the carriage and it locks in the middle, so when you have it in the case it doesn't bang around causing damage, and it protects your escapement, which is the mechanism that helps move the carriage one space when you type. To clear that lock, you just pull the carriage to the right, and we have these hard plastic carriage release levers. They're really nice to use because they have a lot of leverage, but they break because they're made out of hard plastic. So they don't make these anymore. So if you need one, I have them available in my shop on eBay or Etsy for pretty cheap. So it's just a replica of these made, designed and 3D printed. These are the originals on this on both sides. And the carriage is super smooth on this. I really enjoy it. I don't know if I've had a regular Galaxie. I've had like the Galaxie 10s, the Galaxie 12s, but I haven't had one of these regular Galaxies in a long time, and I actually really think it might be better than the upgrades. So this knob, if you pull it out, this little lever inside the knob, it'll disable the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in and you get those clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. Same concept on the inside here. There's a lever. You move it down and it disables the spacing. Push it up and you get the clicks. And the last function on this is the page gauge, which is inside of the platen here. And to set it, you put it on, usually you put it on, I don't know if this one's different. I think it's usually right below the 11 there. Sorry. So it's usually right below the 11, and then when you load the page and you keep feeding it, eventually on the left end, it'll tell you when you're getting close to the end of the page per inch. So those are inches and inches, and I think that's the end of it right there. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.